आई थिंक दोनों जो टेस्ट मैचेस हुए हैं बॉक्सिंग डे पे, आपका ऑस्ट्रेलिया इंडिया भी एंड साउथ अफ्रीका पाकिस्तान भी, दोनों बहुत अच्छे मैचेस हुए. And one theme that was there in both the matches was that tails wagged in one way or the other in both matches, and defined or played a huge part in the final outcomes of the games. पहले अगर हम पाकिस्तान साउथ अफ्रीका की बात करें तो पाकिस्तान did what Pakistan always does. I think for the beginning of the match, first innings for both the sides, Pakistan was on the back foot. South Africa were the better team, and they bowled better. They batted better in larger parts than Pakistan. Overall, अगर मैं कहूँ तो I think then Pakistan again, like I said, did what Pakistan does. They were out in the first innings, but in the second innings, they made some good comebacks. They were able to get themselves back into the match in a very big way, especially with their bowling. Saud ने अच्छी contribution की second innings में to set up a total which was somewhat challenging कहूँगा. कामरान गुलाम ने जिस तरह पहली innings में की थी to give us a decent sort of first inning scores. I won't say it was a good score, but decent score तक ले गए थे. तो similarly साउद शकील ने दूसरी innings में की वो he played that knock. थोड़ा और अगर रहते क्रीज पे तो शायद we could have gotten those 30-40 extra runs which might have made all the difference in the world. But बात वही आ जाती है कि उन्होंने contribute तो किया. So at the end of the day it's a team game, so everyone needs to contribute. I also want to say that again, very happy occasion for a lot of Babar fans. After a very lean and a patch and a drought for Babar Azam, he was finally able to achieve a half century in Test cricket after apparently what was around 700 plus 7 days in Test match cricket. And it wasn't his best knock the way he was playing, but it was a good one under the circumstances, under the conditions जो थी, and at least he reached that milestone. लेकिन उसको रीच करते ही फ़ौरन आउट भी हो गए, सो दैट इज़ अ बिट ऑफ अ कंसर्न. एंड ऑब्वियसली अगेन फिर यही होता है कि यू विश दैट ही वुड हैव जस्ट प्लेड अ लिटिल लॉन्गर, एंड देन फिर उनकी भी कंट्रीब्यूशन होती विद साउथ, तो फिर वही वाली बात, वी कुड हैव मे बी गॉटन लाइक मे बी 30-40 एक्स्ट्रा रन आउट ऑफ दिस इनिंग्स, और साउथ अफ्रीका के लिए थोड़ा और ज़्यादा चैलेंजिंग टारगेट मिल जाता उनको. बट एनी वे, वॉट इज़ गुड, वॉट इज़ बैड, वो तो हर मैच में ही चलता रहता है. सो दीज आर थिंग्स दैट वी शुड take positives from, but also things that we need to build on from a batting point of view. And then again in the bowling as well, agar main baat karun, Naseem looked better, but he was still far off from his best. But what a comeback for Mohammad Abbas. I think 3 साल से वो इंटरनेशनल टीम में वापस नहीं आए. फॉर वट एवर रीज़न ही वॉज आउट ऑफ द टीम. आई रियली डोंट वांट टू कमेंट ऑन एग्जैक्टली वाई ही वॉज आउट. सिलेक्शन कमिटीज़ ने क्या उनके लिए रीजनिंग्स दी हुई थी कि वेदर हिज पेस वॉज नॉट अप टू द मार्क या जो भी था. बट आई थिंक दिस इज़ अ ह्यूज वैलिडेशन फॉर हिम. एंड पहले भी ड्रॉप, मतलब जब पहले खेलते भी थे, ही यूज़ टू डिलीवर एंड ही यूज़ टू बोल वेल फॉर द टीम, एंड ही वॉज अ गुड परफॉर्मर. And I think he just showed that again, that in Test cricket he still has a lot to offer for Pakistan. And he basically set it up for us to be in the game in the second innings. 6 wickets उन्होंने लिए हैं, and during a spell where he demolished the South African batting lineup. And I think at one point they were still 40 odd runs or 50 odd runs off from the target with just 2 wickets remaining. Hats off to Jansen, and especially Rabada for playing that wonderful knock. And the first instance of the tail wagging, where they just reached the finish line, they gritted it out, they stuck it out. South Africa were able to secure their place in the WTC final. So big applause for KG for his mentality, maturity, even bowling. Maybe he was unfortunate not to get more wickets, but he had a wonderful game. And yeah, hats off to them. आई ऑल्सो वांट टू से बॉश, जो उनके एक प्लेयर हैं जिन्होंने तीसरे ओडीआई में भी अच्छा खेला था हमारे खिलाफ. व्हाट अ ड्रीम डेब्यू फॉर हिम इन टेस्ट एज वेल इन द फर्स्ट इनिंग्स. फायर क्रैकर ऑफ अ नॉक, एंड ऑफ कोर्स लॉट्स ऑफ विकेट्स that impeded our first innings score. So good one for him. पाकिस्तान के लिए कमेंडेबल कि हमने 148 का जो आखिर में टारगेट मिला था साउथ अफ्रीका को, उसको भी हमने एक फाइटिंग सॉर्ट ऑफ बना दिया, एंड वी मेड अ मैच आउट ऑफ इट. बट एक वॉट इफ वाली सिनारियो तो रह जाती है, स्पेशली इफ़ यूर अ पाकिस्तानी फ़ैन और यूर फ्रॉम द पाकिस्तान टीम, के थोड़े और रन हो जाते तो इट वुड हैव बीन अ डिफरेंट सिचुएशन. कहीं पे कोई कैच पकड़ लेते, कोई बॉलिंग लाइंस थोड़ी बेहतर हो जाती, कहीं पे कोई दूसरा बॉलर ट्राई कर लेते, वो बैट्समैन उस तरह आउट नहीं होता. सो लिटिल बिट हियर एंड देयर, नॉट इवन बाय बिग मार्जिन. सो वो वाली जो हमेशा कहते हैं क्रिकेट is a game of fine margins, and I think its test match it was a question, exactly that. It was fine margins by which Pakistan lost. I mean, 2 wickets. It doesn't get a whole lot finer than that. But congratulations to South Africa. They have ensured their place in the World Test Championship final. And let's hope they can make history and win it for the first time. I would be very happy for South Africa as a nation to be able to win. So all the best to them. For Pakistan, yeah, that's it for the first Test match. Lots to learn, lots to celebrate, but we have to quickly move on and focus on the second one now, so that we can try and end this WTC cycle as well as possible. Obviously, हम लोग तो रेस में नहीं है फाइनल के, but फिर भी एक आपको होनी चाहिए that we should try and finish as strongly as possible. अभी साउथ अफ्रीका के साथ एक टेस्ट रहता है, and then we have 2 tests with West Indies at home. So all the best to the team in finishing strong. अब अगर हम ऑस्ट्रेलिया इंडिया की बात करें तो आई थिंक दैट मैच पाकिस्तान साउथ अफ्रीका का, तो आई थिंक इट वाज अ केस ऑफ टू हाफ्स वेयर द फर्स्ट इनिंग्स फॉर बोथ in both Pakistan's first innings, South Africa first innings, South Africa was more dominant. Then in Pakistan's second innings, for a large part, South Africa still was dominant. बीच में इधर उधर partnerships थी, but जो सिर्फ साउथ अफ्रीका की जो second innings थी उसमें पाकिस्तान ज़्यादा dominant था. But in Australia and India's case, I think it swerved a bit in the beginning and middle, but in the end, then obviously Australia took it by a large margin. I think first innings mein Smith was able to get a very good century, and him and Labuschagne, and then Cummins playing a captain's knock with a good 48 or 49 something. They were able to ensure Australia got a very good first innings total. And then India की जब first innings आई तो the batting really crumbled, and at one point it seemed like Australia would have a healthy 200 or something lead for the second innings. लेकिन what a find for India, this all-rounder Kane Reddy सेंचुरी मारी है. पिछले मैचेस में भी इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन ही हैड गुड contributions with bat and ball, but in this match, in the first innings, what a wonderful century. I would say he single-handedly, with the help of Washington Sundar, who also scored a half century, kept India very much in the match. And what a great find he was, because उस point पे I think they were 221 for 7 or something, and वहाँ से he dragged them with the help of Sundar and other tail-enders, and reached 350 or 360 or something, जिसमें half हो गई lead जो potentially हो सकती थी ऑस्ट्रेलिया की. And from there on, then when Australia came to bat, because of that momentum that he was able to give with a century, they really had a stranglehold on the Australian batting lineup, who also crumbled, by the way, except for Labuschagne. बाकी सारे top order batsmen जो थे और middle order batsmen भी, they weren't able to score. They didn't do well. Travis Head, who's usually a thorn in India's side, failed in both innings in this match. And Smith also got out early in the second innings. But then again, the tail again wagged over here as well. So first India's tail wagged, then Australia's tail wagged in their second innings, where Cummins again made 40 something. Nathan Leon made 40 something. Labuschagne ne to 70 kiye hi the. It was a total, I would say, that was beyond what India would have wanted to try and get to. बहुत aggressively खेलना पड़ता, and definitely उसमें और भी ज़्यादा रिस्क एक रहता कि इंडिया बहुत जल्दी आउट हो जाए. ऑस्ट्रेलिया इंश्योर्ड दैट काइंड ऑफ टोटल, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दीज कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस बाय द टेल, एंड पैट कमिंस अगेन, what a captain, what a player he has been for Australia in the past couple of years. He did it with the bat in both the innings, good contributions, and then again with the ball, him and Boland, good partnership. Wickets ली दोनों ने, bowling भी अच्छी कराई, and yeah, they were able to restrict India again. उनकी मिडिल ऑर्डर, उनके सीनियर बैट्समैन सब फेल हो गए, एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया वन बाय 180 समथिंग रन्स. सिर्फ जायसवाल सेकेंड इनिंग्स में खड़े रहे थे काफ़ी टाइम तक, बट ही ऑल्सो इवेंचुअली got out. He was running out of partners also, but he also got out then, and after scoring 80 something. So Australia took a big advantage by winning this one in the WTC standings. अब देखते हैं आखिरी मैच में क्या होता है. India still have a realistic chance. But Australia will feel better about the run-in. They still have tests to play against Sri Lanka, but let's see if India win that last match. Then it will remain very, very interesting and very, very close to call. and that Australia Sri Lanka Test series will become all the more important for a lot of people in India and a lot of people in Australia as well. Bumrah right now, I think, is in a league of his own. There is no one near him. आप उसकी मतलब आप उसको अगर bowling कराते हुए देखें, sublime, the lines that he bowls, intimidation factor that he has, the X factor that he has. Even if in a match where he hasn't taken a lot of wickets, his bowling, the pressure that he creates will ensure that others do take that wickets or batsmen keep making mistakes. And fantastic resource to have in any team for any captain. And he's enjoying a very good spell in his life, and I really think he can do great things. He can achieve a lot of good numbers, and hats off to him for the way he's performing right now across all formats. He should be hailed as one of the modern greats in bowling, and rightly so. So yeah, I just wanted to commend Bumrah on that, and that's it for now. More Test cricket to come in the coming days, and let's see what happens with Australia, India, as well as in the second Pakistan South Africa Test.